Welcome back to the 4th Down Podcast. I'm your host, Alex, and today we're going to be talking about Malik Willis. May have seen the last video where we talked about Kyler Murray being released from the Cardinals or going to be released. Has not officially happened yet at the time of recording. But if he does, there may be a quarterback named Malik Willis that could be on the radar for not only the Cardinals but for a couple teams too. So let's talk about Malik Willis real quick. He was a 2022 third-round draft pick drafted by the Titans. Was traded to the Green Bay Packers at the start of the 2024 season in preseason, and he actually looked pretty darn good for his tenure in Green Bay. Before Malik, many people viewed him as probably the worst quarterback in the league at the time, and that's not even an exaggeration. People actually did say about that. But for Malik Willis to change his career around when he went to the Packers, he was better in a different system. Now, credit to Matt LaFleur and the offense, too, for helping him out because he was just on fire on all cylinders. Like, at first, you can tell, he couldn't really throw the deep ball well, but especially in, this past season, 2025, he's gotten more comfortable with that offense, got more comfortable with that system, and now he's going to get paid big money. And how big are we talking? Well, there's rumors around whether it's Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, or Schultz Report, that he's going to get paid between $20 to $30 million a year, which is insane for a guy who had 5 starts in the last 2 seasons for the Packers. But it's just the way the quarterback market is nowadays. You play well, you get paid lots of money. Just how it is. And I'm happy for Malik. I'm not hating on Malik. I'm happy for the guy. He's going to get paid really good money. He's going to be a starter in the league, and I hope he does well for whoever team he goes to. But will that success carry on to teams like the Cardinals, the Jets? Some talk about the Dolphins, whether or not they get rid of Tua. It just depends what they're going to do. And Malik, like I said, he's been tremendous since he went to Green Bay. And I know a lot of Packer fans, when they traded for Malik and when Jordan Love got hurt in that opening week in Brazil against the Philadelphia Eagles, many people thought the season was over. But Malik Willis was fine. He didn't throw for a lot of yards. He didn't really ran a lot. But the most important thing about Malik Willis during that time with the Packers, he did not really turn the ball over. I don't think he turned it over once during his 2024 season. Maybe week 18, but most of the time he kept that ball pretty safe. And that's what teams want in quarterbacks. He's not going to throw for 400 yards. He's not going to throw for 6 touchdown passes, but for him to throw for 200 yards, maybe rush for 80 and get 2 touchdowns with no picks, I think they'll take that any day of the week. And you can tell in that Matt LaFleur offense that he wants to make Malik comfortable with his team. He wants him to be, not forcing bad throws. He wants him to get used to a system. In the first couple of weeks against the Colts and the Titans back in 2024, you could tell he wanted to utilize more of the running game and the wide receiver sweeps and short passes too. He rarely threw the ball deep. Again, you can talk about Malik's deep ball accuracy, but the jump from 2024 to 2025 is tremendous. Watch the tape. Watch the highlights. His 2024 deep ball wasn't really the best. Most of the time threw it in the double coverage or one-on-one that was really tightly contested, that most of the time the receiver had to make the attempt to get the ball. But in 2025, he's been hitting receivers that are in front of them, don't have to fight for it as often. He's just been better. And getting traded to Green Bay is probably the best thing that ever happened to Malik Willis because Malik, he was not the guy that he is today when he was on the Titans. Again, Malik, in that Kansas City game, he struggled. We know what game I'm talking about. Prime time, Sunday Night Football, 2022, Week 9. He struggled tremendously. The growth from him at that point in his career to now is amazing. And I'm excited to see what he can do. I hope he leads the team to a playoff berth. and I hope he leads the team to a wild card win. And again, we talk about quarterbacks. I think Malik is good enough to probably lead the right team to a postseason. And I hope he proves me wrong. Like I said, I love Malik. But I don't think he's going to be that guy to get you to 14 wins. But he can definitely be the guy that leads you to postseason and could potentially get you a playoff win, depending on the team. If he continues to play like he did in Green Bay for the last 2 seasons. Because, I mean, when he starts, he's like he was like 3-1 or something like that. And even his losses, he played great. Even his losses, he played great. And now let's talk about the teams that are going to go after Malik Willis. Okay? Let's talk about those teams. Cardinals are probably going to be the biggest team to go after him. They're going to be the most hungry team to go after him. Because especially with the release of Kyler Murray, that's going to happen. Not officially happening yet, but they're going to release him. They're going to want to go after a guy like Malik. I said in the last video, I think the Cardinals should go draft a quarterback because they gave Kyler a lot of money. Didn't really do too hot. Do you think giving Malik a lot of money is going to change that? Maybe. Jets? I mean, I think you're going to pay more than what you pay for Justin Fields, it seems like. So, we'll see. I mean, Malik's going to be a starter when free agency comes. He's going to be starting quarterback. I don't think he's going to take a backup role like they're talking about the Dolphins being a backup, or even Dolphins too if they release Tua. I think it makes the most sense for him to go to Arizona. You got your wide receiver 1 in Marvin Harrison. You got a number 1 star tight end with Trey McBride. Like, the offense just feels like it's kind of similar to what he had in Green Bay. If you can kind of get what I'm saying, like star tight end, running back class could be a little better, but they have a wide receiver star in Marvin Harrison, got Trey McBride, MRA, Trey Benson in the backfield. So they do have weapons, and they're probably gonna get better in the free agency too, not just getting Malik Willis, but also could get a running back too. I said could go after Aaron Jones if they need to. Get him a cheap deal if Aaron Jones wants to continue to play. But for Malik, for him to get comfortable with the offense, Arizona makes the most sense. The Jets, they don't know what to do with Garrett Wilson. Breece Hall might be gone, so there goes Breece. Garrett Wilson, we'll see what happens. Don't really have a tight end like Trey McBride. So, Cardinals make the most sense with him. But I'm excited to see what he does with the team. Mike LaFleur is gonna help him out too tremendously, and I'm sure, again, it's connections. Not all about connections, but Cardinals have a similar offense to Green Bay. If you think about it, outside of having a better running backs. And so, you're kind of looking around saying, okay, if you're Malik, what's the best team for me? Jets, they don't know what to do with Breece Hall. They don't know what to do with Garrett Wilson. They don't have a tight end like Trey McBride. Arizona, you have Marvin Harrison. Murray and Trey Benson are, good running backs. They're not Josh Jacobs, but they're still good running backs. And I have a coach who is related to my former coach, Matt LaFleur. So it makes a perfect sense for him to go to Arizona. And I get the NFC West is going to be tough, but I think he'll enjoy that money. But again, we'll see what happens with Malik in the offseason. Like I said, I'm pulling for the guy because, during his first year in Tennessee and second year, fans did not like Malik's play style. People thought he was the worst quarterback at the time. But, I'm happy for the guy. I'm excited to see where he goes. He's gonna get his money. He's gonna get his starting job. I think it's coming down to the Cardinals and the Jets. I don't think Vikings are gonna go after him because, again, they could probably go cheaper options, and also too, they kind of have Kyler Murray and Kirk Cousins on their mind too. Kirk being a former Viking too. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with Malik. But again, thank you very much for listening to the 4th Down Podcast. My name is Alex. Please follow us on Twitter. I know I call it Twitter, but please follow us on X, Instagram. Subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on TikTok too. TikTok's more like trending, like vote stuff. X and Instagram are more like the news and some trending stuff. But if you want to see what's going on, please follow us and subscribe on all 4 platforms: YouTube, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And again, we're about 1 week away from free agency, so let's get right into it. So, okay. And again, I will make a post. We're going to do a live stream next Monday, March 9th at around 11:30. March 9th is basically they can start negotiating with players, but they can't really finalize a deal until Wednesday. But 90% of the time, these deals are good. That last to Wednesday is about like one in a lot for a player to sign a deal and then back out, like Randy Gregory did a few years ago. So again, please subscribe to us. Please enjoy, and thanks for listening. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.